Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on Thoughts on Education. Today we have Dr. Sanghamitra Roy ma'am with us. Thank you ma'am for your time. Would you please kindly introduce yourself to our audience?
Certainly. Well, I'm Dr. Sanghamitra Roy and I'm Associate Professor in Eastern Dooars B.Ed Training College, which is situated in Bhatibari, Alipurduar, district in Dooars. And it's a teacher training institute.
Okay, thank you so much ma'am. Ma'am, which is the latest program that you are offering in your institute, which will help students outperform and stand apart from the crowd?
Yes, it's really a very nice question. Actually, you see, in our institution, as I told you just now, that it provides different teacher training courses. In our institution, we provide a DLED course and B.Ed course, and at the same time, M.Ed course, which is quite rare. Even in North Bengal, only 2 colleges provide that M.Ed course. Now, as you asked me that curriculum or how the students will be helped through these courses. So the fact is that, you see, teaching, as we say, always is a noble profession. But the fact is that only mere teaching does not work. So for that, the several curriculums, not only the curriculum, the syllabus and the curriculum, there is a difference between the syllabus and the curriculum. When you talk about syllabus, that is something different. But when you talk about the curriculum, it brings about in your mind the holistic approach regarding the development both of the students or the teachers at large. So by doing this, by pursuing these courses, I would certainly say that the students will find themselves, and that they will find themselves honed with the skill of teaching. This is really a very, needful thing that they should have for being a teacher.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, what are the factors that make these programs the best for the students to opt?
You see, actually, when you take up, you have to think what career you want to opt, isn't it? So when you want to be a teacher, it should be that teaching profession. When you take up teaching profession, it should not be your last option, isn't it? So if it is your first option, if you are very inclined to take up teaching as a profession, you need to make yourself skilled in that area. So when you have to make yourself skilled in that area, certainly you have to go through several workshops, several hands-on training, several practical works in this area at the same time or along with the theoretical aspects. So these are the things. If you have to take up teaching as your profession, you have to pass through these stages. Like you say, DLED course. The DLED course, only those students, they opt to have that DLED course who want to teach in the primary sections, primary schools. The B.Ed courses, the students who would take up B.Ed courses, they would like to actually take up their profession, or they would like to work in the secondary schools or the higher secondary schools. But when you talk about the M.Ed course, only those students will take up M.Ed course who like to see themselves as teachers or as the faculty members of the teacher training institutes. So this way, in every aspect, you see, different ideologies, different vision, different objectives lay. So, depending on these objectives, you have to take up your profession, and as such, you have to take up the course as well, whether it is DLED or B.Ed or M.Ed.
Right. Okay. So, ma'am, what will you say are the best practices in the courses that you offer?
You see, as I told you just before, that curriculum, it's a vast curriculum. When you, go on with these courses, you have to deal with several aspects of this curriculum. And of these aspects, some of the very important aspects are community-based activities or the extended works that you do other than working, other than studying in these institutions. Now, what are these community-based activities? You see, you have to know. I mean, when you are to teach your students, if they are your population, if they are your target population, you must be aware of the social or the economic background of your students. Because it's not that when you go to the school and it happens that the teaching learning process happens. It is never possible. Before that, a psychological, intimacy, mindset, a kind of liaison should be maintained between the teachers and the students. And this is only possible when you are aware of the economic or socio-economic factors of the students. So for doing all these things, to know all these things, how can you reach that place? Not only parents teachers meeting will do. What can you do for that? You can approach, you can do some extended work, some community-based activities, because the students, those students who come to your school, they certainly stay by the side of your school, isn't it? They certainly will be staying nearby your school. So you need to know their social background. For that, what performances you can do, you may have to work in their favor. You may have to go to their places. You may have to go reach that community also. So these are the extended works that our colleges also train our would-be teachers to perform. So these are the different acts, I think, which makes the course more, beneficial for the teacher trainees.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, how does these programs ensure that the students are being prepared for the future?
You see, when you take up any profession, it becomes your goal that you reach the ultimate point of the success of that profession, isn't it? Now, as I tell you, or as I just told you a little earlier also, that when we take up such courses like DLED training or B.Ed training or M.Ed training, what happens? You have to know the psychology of the students whom you are going to deal with. See, education does not mean only subjects, isn't it? When we learn different subjects, we say that they are educated. It's not so actually. Education is the overall. When you consider the whole thing as a whole, it becomes the education actually. Education may be in different fields. When you grow up, that growth within you, it makes you feel that you are getting educated. So educational in our area, in our institution, what is taught? That is the psychological aspect of education, the philosophical aspect of education, the economical aspect of education. Philosophy and education are interrelated. Psychology and education again interrelated. The financial or the economic standard of living of people is again related to education. So you need to know about all these aspects. When the teachers, the would-be teachers, the teacher trainees, they go through these courses, they come to know about all these aspects. And this way, they become confident enough to deal with the students. Suppose they are to deal with the students of class 3 or class 4. So they would be knowing their mind setup, their psychology, their level of understanding. Because unless and until you understand them, how would you be able to go on with the process of teaching and learning? So this way, this training or this kind of training is really, really very beneficial for all the would-be teachers.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what were the challenges that you faced while inculcating this program in your curriculum?
You see, some challenges certainly we had to face because DLED program and B.Ed program was already there earlier. Okay, now since some of the colleges are totally privately run, and they totally depend on the number of students who get enrolled in the institution, because the college runs only with the course fee. by that time. There are several private colleges. And when we just started taking up M.Ed course, it was really a big challenge, because M.Ed course, to select M.Ed course as to move on with the career, so very less number of students you can get. So this is the fact. And at the same time, since Dooars or Alipurduar, it's a quite remote area, we don't get enough students from many people are there working in tea gardens and all. You cannot expect high education from them also, because we have seen that some low standard lifestyle is also seen out there. So in order to fulfill the seats totally, we certainly had to face problems, but it was just in the former part of the starting of the college. But at present, it's quite well known, and students from different places of the country, even they take admission. And we are really privileged that these students come to our college, and they too thank us that they become happy to be there as a part of this institution.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what are the benefits and career options after pursuing this course?
Benefits, as I already have mentioned, that every course has got its own, way, isn't it? So if you have thought of taking up teaching as a career, certainly you have to equip yourself with that skill, because just mere knowledge of the subject cannot make you a good teacher. A good teacher is one who just acquires that skill of making his students, not only students, but as friends, but as someone who very happily takes up, who very happily creates a kind of bondage with the teacher. So these are the factors. Several factors are there that we have to deal with. It's not only mere teaching and learning. It's not only the relationship of a teacher and a student that we normally think of when we talk of educational institutions. It's what that is the bondage that is very important. And for that, these trainings where the students and the teachers together they work, together they deal with different aspects of the institution, different aspects of the curriculum, that makes the course more different from other courses.
Okay. Now, my final question to you is, what valuable advice would you like to give to the students for them to have a prosperous career ahead?
See, in everything you do, you have to be dedicated. This is the fact that I say. At the same time, time management is very important. So if you have dedication, if you are aware of that skill of time management, and if you are honest towards what you are doing, you will certainly proceed and progress in life. I always say this to my students, that whatever you are doing, you take it up, you consider it serious enough as your, your career approach. For your career approach, one should be very sincere. That dedication, sincerity, and awareness regarding time management must be there in the students.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am, for all your answers. I'm sure the students watching this will be benefited a lot. Thank you for
My pleasure.
giving us time to come on our platform.
Okay.